Arise, the genius in you presents Failing Forward Strategy in Forex by Charles. Hi, I am Charles, your Forex trader and investment person. This is the continuation of the previous videos. The link is in the description below. So let's get started. We now apply a filter that tells us where to focus on in the generated signal, because we cannot follow all generated signals blindly. Let us see in the chart. So now the chart looks like it has been added something from the last one we have seen. And what is that we have added? Previously we had only the 30 moving average, but now we have added 20 moving average, simple moving average. In the same vein, we have added 3 moving average and 2 moving average. And here we have our awesome oscillator MACD at the default settings. We will use our awesome and MACD to know where to focus in the generated signals, and we use our 20 moving average in sequence with our 30 moving average to properly know the direction of our trade, while the 2 moving average and the 3 moving average will serve as our take profit. As you can see now, from the January 2019, a signal was generated here for a move up, but the MACD here is telling us no signal because it's going downward. It's still downward. We only trade upward when it has crossed the zero line, so we cannot follow this generated signal here. We wait again for it to touch the 30 moving average, which it did here, and by this time we have our 20 moving average in sequence with the 30 moving average, and we have our MACD in the upper part, which is telling us to buy, so we can easily buy at this point. And we close at the cross of our 2 and 3 moving average, which is here. So that is where we close for the generated signal. For this second one, we can enter here, then obviously this one will be closed here. But how can we avoid this closing this point? Whenever our MACD, the signal line, gives gap with the bars, this is the histogram bars of our awesome, then we definitely exit. So even at this time this signal was generated, at this point one should exit, because once there is a gap between the signal line and the histogram bars, it's simply telling us that the move is now downward. So probably this is not a signal for us to enter, or even if we entered here when the signal is okay, we will exit anytime we come around and saw that the MAC signal line has given a gap with the bar. Another signal is generated here. Let's see. This signal, we will completely ignore it because the MACD is still up, but this signal here, we will agree with it, we join it because of what? The 20 and the 13 is also already in sequence, and the bars have crossed, so we can enter the trade from here. And where will be our exit is probably here, because of what? It has touched, it has come up, it has crossed, and then there's a gap between the histogram bars and the what? The signal line. and all this down movement is divergence, is completely ignored because of this gap here. The same thing with this one, we don't bother with this one because of this gap. Then we come to this place. You can clearly see why we ignore the signals that are generated when there is a gap. These ones, we wait for it to touch the 13, so this is where it touches 13, and initially we were using 10 pip as our stop loss from our entry, but now we have added 20. Our stop loss is that's 20, below the 20, so this is our stop loss, approximately 45 pips. So we take our profit around here. This one will not kill us, that is why we use this 20 moving average as our stop loss, and we use the 2 and 3 cross our take profit. So here is where we probably close this trade. We take our profit here at this point. Another signal, there's a signal here, we probably ignore it because of what? MACD is not in line with the signal. But at this point is where we enter. Why? Because there is a candle that closed against the movement of the trend, which is this bar up, and this one, very close to the 13 moving average and the 20 moving average. So this is our entry with our stop loss above the 20 moving average, around 20 pip. So we will join the trade there. And where is our exit? Our exit is here. This is our exit. Our entry is here and our exit is here. And there is a signal. Is there a signal here? This up we don't trade against the sequence between the 20 and the 30 moving average. So this up movement, we have nothing to do with it. This down movement, we will ignore it. Why? Because there is a gap between the signal line and the histogram bars of the MACD and the also. So we completely ignore it. There is another one here. This one, there is also a gap. We ignore it. We ignore that one. We ignore this one. Then there is another signal for up here, which is this point. This is where we enter because everything has aligned. So we enter here. Then when the 30 moving average and the 20 moving average are joined together, even with the 2 and 3 moving average, this is called a strong support or resistance point. When the whole moving average comes together, it's a strong support and resistance point. So probably we know that this signal is very, very hard to occur in our favor. We just give it a 20 pip stop loss. Let's see. Probably 20 pip will take us out. So that is also a probably caution that we should extend it to 30 pip. But I don't normally go 20. If I'm stopped out, no problem. But you can take 30 if you can take that one. For me, 20 that I take. So it will take me out. Then I will start the next signal here. And in this second signal, you can see there is a gap here. I will not enter completely. I will not enter in any of these signals. There's another signal here. I will enter here. As it is moving down, okay, this is the first one, the first candle that closed up in sequence. When these two is in sequence and it's moving down, this is where I will enter. And this is the cross. even if I should stop here, but there's no visible cross, so this is the cross, this is the exit. We move on. This is March, this is another signal generated here. We cannot join this signal here because of what? MACD, but this is a good signal here, or this one is another, is where we enter. This is our stop loss, and this is our take profit here. But we have our first take profit here. It's our first take profit. Second signal here, probably here take profit. Then third signal here, and the last take profit, this one. So as you can see, there's another signal for down, but MACD is in disagreement. So we come here. This is where we enter. This is where we enter, because here also the 20 and 30 moving average is not in sequence, so we completely ignore this one. But at this point it's in sequence. At this point it's not in sequence. You can see actually that the 2 and the 3 moving average is against each other, so you don't enter such signals. So this is where it is in sequence. At this point, anywhere around this area is in sequence. It's where we enter. This is our stop loss. And where is our take profit? It's crossed here first. It's crossed here, and it's another signal for continuation at that point. Another continuation at that point. You can stop here. So I am looking in all these things. My focus is, can we get a failure? We have gotten one fail. All other ones are complete win. It doesn't matter how many pips you have gotten, as long as you are not giving back your wins, you are completely okay to ride on. You are completely fine. This is another signal at this point. Probably this one will take you out. This one will take you out. Another loss. Another loss is here. Second loss. This one is another signal. A win. This one is not a signal. This one is not a signal. Let's see. Not a signal. Not a signal, but if you are at risk, you can take it. But for me, I will not go along with this signal, but I will go along with this one. I will go along with this one to stop here. The same thing is happening. Come here too. This one, as you can see, it has moved very far. 50 something pips stop loss. I cannot go. Once it's above 30-40 pips, that trade is not mine. I will wait for it. So this is not a signal for us to enter. But here is the signal. Let's see. When it touched here, this is probably a loss, complete loss. 20 pip down, 20 pip down. This is not a signal. All these ones are not signal because the MACD and the histogram, none of them is in agreement with this movement. This is another signal. You can see it tends to agree, so you can join there, you can join here, you can join here. If you push this thing like this, so that both of them will merge. So this is a pure signal here. You can check it out here, and another one is generated here. have a signal here. We have another. If you are in this one, to know we're taking you out, so this one is included. You may take your profit here. I'm still looking for failures. I'm still looking for failure in this strategy. This is not a signal. This one, is this a signal? Very unlikely, but here you can join from here. You can join from here. It's in sequence here. I'm still looking. This is at this point. Let's calculate the stop loss. Very big, not signal to join. But here you can join. Can join here. Everything is in sequence. Can join here. The same thing goes for this one. For this one, can take your profit anywhere here, anywhere. And this is the month of June. So this one, let's see, 60. Obviously I will not join. Okay, so the month of June, this is our where we stop. Okay, this one this one has entered July. In a 6 months period, we were able with this strategy to get only about 2 or 3 losses, and the rest of them is a complete win in one pair. This can be multiplied to all pairs, and then you will see that you have a positive result at the end of the month or the end of the year. This can clearly make you very big 6-figure trader in 1 year with a 10,000 startup. But we still fail with 20,000, 30,000 and more. Why? Because we exchange our win with our loss. Because of what? The nature of our trade. After this series is complete, I'm sure anyone can easily become a profitable trader. In the next video, we will talk about how to apply statistics on this strategy, and also how to apply money management to this strategy. If you have any questions, leave it on the comments below. And please subscribe and click on the bell icon so you don't miss the next video. Thank you for watching.